Okay, here's some random vlogging. Also, yeah, I know there's a fan that almost looks like a spinning hat when I film in this direction. I don't really care though, because I'm not even sure what I might use this vlog for, but anyway, today is a Thursday. So yesterday I cranked out my weekly wins Wednesday video, and today I recorded and posted an entire draw with me video, which was about, I think, it was under 30 minutes long. It was somewhere between 25 and 30 minutes long, which I think is good for a draw with me. I really don't know yet what length of video you guys are going to like over time, because I can of course make it much longer, or I can do short versions, whatever. But anyway, I'm just thinking about drawing in general, because it's something that I literally started drawing when I was like 3 years old. Also, my cat is literally biting my toes right now, so I'm trying to ignore that. Even though she's like chewing my pants. But anyway, I started drawing when I was really young. Even before I was writing, I was drawing. And it was something I did throughout my whole life until I started my corporate career. And then, you know, I just wasn't doing any kind of art or writing for a very long time. I was just focused on building my career and, you know, growing into an adult, basically, getting my own apartment and then moving in with the man who would become my husband, all that kind of stuff. And now that I'm getting back into drawing these past couple years, what I've noticed is that because I've been like somewhat inconsistent as far as, you know, I'll illustrate a book and then I'll go through the whole process of publishing the book. And then last year I went to conventions, things like that. So it's not as if I draw every single day. Whereas when I was much younger, I was drawing every single day of my life, almost every single day of my life. Maybe not even for that long, but that didn't matter. The point that I'm trying to get to is that one of the things that I'm struggling with right now is just this feeling that I can't draw fast enough. And I know that the only way to get around that is to just keep drawing and be more consistent with it and to get better at it again, because the skill is still there. It's just not as fast. And I need my output to be that much greater, which is kind of a pressure situation, I realized. But, you know, when I was young, I was drawing for fun, and then I was drawing for grades in college. So yes, there was a lot of pressure on that. But it was coming from an outside source in a way, so I was somehow able to manage that better. And now, because the pressure is coming from my own desire to create a business around my art, I don't know, it just feels somewhat different. And yeah, I'm trying to, it's not like I've lost my passion or even my enthusiasm, but I am trying to, I guess, rekindle whatever joy fueled the speed in the past, if that makes sense, because I feel like I'm just sort of working against some kind of resistance feeling right now. And I know that, like I said, the only thing that's going to help me push through that is to just keep pushing through that every single day. So anyway, just figured I'd share that.
Ma'am, why are we choosing violence today? What did my feet do to you, huh?
Hey everyone, it is now Friday. I'm not wearing any makeup because I do have to do groceries this afternoon, and I'm going to put a face on before I go out into the world, but I haven't eaten lunch yet, so I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do the makeup before I eat lunch, you know? So anyway, Friday is administration day for me. I'm hoping to have some time to do creative things as well, but I was doing some housework before, such as the life of a entrepreneur who's also a housewife, homemaker, you know? Anyway, my exciting thing, and this is really nerdy, but I have a new notebook for my to-do lists, and yeah, it's all color-coded and everything now, so I'm excited about that. Also, the schedule that I made myself last week that has a decent amount of structure to it wasn't perfect, but it was very helpful to me, and I feel like it's going to really carry me through for a while, so I'm emulating that again, adding to it as needed, adjusting it as needed, so I'm excited for that. And also on Friday, some tips for you guys, because like I said, I do pride myself on organization, being that I worked in corporate, you know, office life and production for so long. So every Friday I do a time machine backup on my Mac. I do an iPhone backup. I do video archival because I can't realistically store all my YouTube videos on my hard drive, you know, my main hard drive forever. I also sync the artwork from my iPad to my computer because I don't really time machine my iPad. I do my expenses, I make my to-do list for the next week, I assess, what did I get done, what did I not get done, and I also just take care of any miscellaneous tasks like booking calls, answering any emails that may be lying around, although I'll be honest, I don't get a lot of email right now. No complaints there. And I also do my daily time log, wins log, and as needed, I add to my ideas notebook. So I make sure to do that every Friday as well to finish out the week. So yeah, I think I'll just keep going with these mini vlogs and eventually compile them and maybe do another week in my life sort of thing. But anyway, that's all for now. Hey everyone, it is a Sunday and I just wanted to share some thoughts since I've kind of been doing this random vlogging and thought dumping, creatively speaking, in the past couple days. Anyway, I was thinking yesterday how I'd really like to show you guys the process of how a book is created start to finish. I think that would be a fun journey to take. It'll obviously take a few months since I'm just embarking on the illustrations and there's going to be a lot of those, but I'm going to try and figure out a way to share the book creation process from this point forward, even if that's going to be a playlist that's created over a period of many months. But anyway, I'm excited because lately I've been brimming with ideas, and that's not a bad place to be in for a creative entrepreneur who literally, like, my creative brain shut down last fall just because life was lifing so hard, for lack of better terms. So yeah, I was actually thinking yesterday how I'd like to start promoting my third book on my websites and on my Instagram and on my Facebook page, which as always, I link those things at the end of the video and in the description below. So if you're interested in checking out my other online presences, you're welcome to do that. But anyway, I was thinking about the promotion of the book on my website and also on the Instagram, because generally speaking, like, you have to have something to show if you're going to promote a book. And all I have so far, aside from the few illustrations that I've done, is the manuscript itself, and that's not a good visual. So I was like, okay, I probably have to get the cover put together, even if it's a draft cover. And that got me thinking, why don't I share that process with you guys? And then I'll kind of dive into the other aspects of creating the book, because as long as I have a draft cover, I have something to put on my websites and my Facebook and Instagram. So I think I'll embark this week on that journey. And again, I'll start sharing it with you guys. So I'm excited for that. And those are my Sunday thoughts. Okay, so my phone is currently recording from atop my battery-powered erasure vacuum. So if it falls, that's my fault for not taking the 5 extra seconds to set up my tripod. But anyway, I was inspired to just talk a little more this afternoon because I've been trying to catch up on my favorite creators' YouTube channels. As I've mentioned several times before, I had really bad burnout last fall, but it was actually so bad that I didn't even feel like watching my favorite creators. And so I got very behind on all these videos that were keeping me inspired. So since January, I literally had a list of my favorite channels to catch up on, and I'm making a lot of progress on that. So as I am watching my favorite creators on binge this afternoon, I also decided I would do some no pressure drawing, because watching other creators share their sketchbooks and talk about their own creative process as far as just keeping their, creative juices flowing and not doing everything for commercial purposes for their business, I was like, okay, I need to do that myself, because when I was a kid, I could just pick up any kind of paper, any kind of like pen, pencil, marker, whatever was handy, and just sketch without thinking. And I kind of want to unlock that potential in my brain again. I mean, obviously with the video arc I did on getting my creativity back, that helped a lot, but I'm still wanting to make drawing a daily or near daily practice. So I do have my sketchbook here. This piece is a little personal, so I don't want to show it entirely, but you can see there's a bit of a rainbow going on there. I've got my marker caddy over here. So this is a perfect way to spend a Sunday afternoon, especially after the clock's changed, as I catch up on YouTube and just sort of enjoy being an artist. So that's what I'm doing this afternoon. I still do count this as entrepreneurial time, because anything that I do to inspire myself or keep my brain in a creative mindset, I think is part of my process, really. I did also try to record a video about where I'm at in my third book progress, but I think I rushed that one a little too much because my husband was making noise in the background and I was just trying to get through it. So I think I'm going to re-record that tomorrow and just keep today like loose and just some vlogs that I can use for a future video. I don't know if it'll be like a week in my life per se, but it'll definitely just be like days in my life as a creative entrepreneur, and I'll just share all these thoughts that have come up over the past, I don't know, I'll probably put this video out by the end of next week, because I think I'll have enough content for it by then. So anyway, that's all for now. Hey everyone, it is now Monday. I am very excited because last night I went onto one of my external hard drives in search of all the video footage that I knew I took at the IBPA, Independent Book Publishers Association conference last May in Minneapolis. So I'm finally, after all this time, going to compile a video with that footage. It's half travel, half conference, so it'll be a little change of pace, hopefully something fun, hopefully something that won't screw up my algorithm. But anyway, I'm going to be working on that today, as well as some illustrations. And oh yeah, I'm also going to start talking about the process of getting a book published, like basically from start to finish. So I'm hoping I have the time and resources to record the first installment of what will ultimately be an ongoing video playlist about that process. So that's what I'm setting out to do today. I'm super excited, and I'm just really happy to be in a place where I have more ideas than I know what to do with right now. So yeah, far cry from where I was at the start of this year. All right, you guys, it is now Tuesday morning. I feel like yesterday I literally took all the juggling balls and threw them into the air for myself. And now I have a lot of things to work on all at once, which is a good problem to have as an entrepreneur. I am very excited for a lot of the things that I have in my pipeline. So let me just review what I'm going to be working on throughout this week and probably the rest of this month. So I have 4 video projects on my plate right now. I've got this one, my entrepreneurial vlog chats. I've got Weekly Wins Wednesday coming up tomorrow, which I typically do in one shot, and I just produce the whole thing in one day. I have the video I mentioned yesterday that I started working on with all my clips from the IBPA conference and my trip to the Midwest, but I did not realize I literally took over 80 video clips from that trip. So I decided that rather than try to force myself to knock that entire project out this week, I'm just going to work on it gradually and slate it for production and posting next week. And I also have my series that I started yesterday on the process of publishing a book. So basically yesterday I recorded and posted a video about what I've done so far for my 3rd book, just kind of catching you guys, my audience, up to where I'm at in my process. And in so doing that, I realized that I have to get the proofreading done for that book. So I sent it to my mom and my aunt. They're both retired school teachers, so I trust them to do a good job on this. I also proofread it myself because thankfully I was very good in English when I was actually in school and stuff. And the reason I'm not paying to have it professionally proofread is because I had a not great experience with that with my first book. So I do rely on myself and my family to take care of this particular step. I don't know if I recommend that for everybody, and I did put that disclaimer in my video, but yeah, that is what I'm choosing to do. So I'm going to get started proofreading today. I think I can accomplish that within the next 3 days or less, because I know my own story, so I can read it that much faster, but that is a pratfall because I don't want to miss any mistakes. But I have to get that underway because I want to start layout work on the book next month and sort of do it progressively as I create the illustrations. I'm going to try and do those sequentially. Unlike in the past, I've typically just illustrated in any order that I want, but I think this time I'm going to push myself to do the illustrations in relative order so that I can actually begin working on book layout as I'm creating more pictures. And that said, I did 90% of the work for my book cover yesterday. So I recorded my screen as I did that, which was a little intimidating because I'm just literally recording my entire creative process. And so I'm thinking about sharing that with you guys as well. But that video is going to take a while to craft. So I kind of just have the footage sitting there for when I want to start working with it. But yeah, that's another video that's in my pipeline at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. I don't think I'm gonna come back on camera today, but that's fine because I'm just gonna do one little snippet a day for this particular vlog. So wish me luck. I'm gonna get started, and here's I'm gonna just superimpose the cover of my book as it stands right now over my face just to finish off the snippet from this day.
Thank you for bringing me Rat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Are you gonna let him go? No? Okay, I don't want to slingshot you backwards here. Okay, there you go. There you go. Thank you, little buddy. Thank you.
Hi. Oh, let me turn my volume up. There we go.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
This is her way of telling me I'm not giving her enough attention. Ma'am. What do you even have to say for yourself right now? All right, I've made it to the end of my workday. I have to log my wins and my time well spent today, but I got a third of my book proofread, and I had a business call with my coach, and I need to touch grass. Like, I literally, it's 4:45 and I haven't been outside today, and it's like 80 something degrees, so I want to get out in the sun while it's still there. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am popping on here really quick to vlog before I do my weekly wins Wednesday as a separate video. Just wanted to report that yesterday I successfully got through almost half of my third book as far as proofreading it and just putting my head back into the world of the characters and revisiting this story, and it's absolutely having the exact effect I hoped it would have, which is that I'm regaining my enthusiasm for this book, and I can't wait to share what it's about and more about the characters, especially as I start getting into the illustrations more next week. I think my week right now is pretty full. I have several videos in the pipeline, as I discussed yesterday, and also just this proofreading thing I have to get through, and then I'm hoping to finish the cover this week. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna set up for weekly wins Wednesday because I don't want to have the fan over my head for that, and I'll be back later. Hey everyone, it's Thursday morning. I'm on my way to a nail appointment, and then I've got a really busy day with very little time at my desk actually. So I'll take you with me as best I can, just so there's a little variety to this video. Okay, my gels are done. I'll paint them at home. Have to go get a birthday card now. Okay, back at my desk. I have 2.5 hours until I will be leaving to go visit with my parents for a few hours, and then from there I'll be going straight to my friend's birthday party. So I've got this vlog to work on, I've got my IBPA vlog to work on, and I have to finish proofreading my third book today and set myself up for success for tomorrow and over the weekend. So I'm gonna get started on that, and I'll be back later on. Oh, and while I'm working on all that stuff, I'm gonna do my mani-pedi, and that way I'll be multitasking, get the nails polished, and then as they dry, I'll be working. Cool, right? Cool. All right, you guys. Well, I ate my lunch as I finished proofreading the last 20 pages of my third book, so I'm super excited that I could cross that off my list today, and that way tomorrow I'll be able to move on with the cover design, administrative work, and my video projects, which I unfortunately did not get to dig into as much as I would have liked to today because I have to leave in 20 minutes to get to my parents' house before traffic picks up between Miami-Dade and Broward counties. If you know, you know. But first, I'm going to just really quickly do my weekly wins tracking and my time tracking before I get out the door. And yeah, that's going to be it for today, and I'll join you guys again tomorrow. Hey everyone, it is now Saturday because life kind of happened yesterday, and I really was in no shape to vlog. I kind of needed the day to just be like a no makeup, unstyled kind of day because I was dealing with some things. But all will be well. I just was not camera ready yesterday, and I really didn't have that much time at my desk actually, which was a little unexpected, but it's okay because I have time this weekend to get some things done, and I'm excited to continue working on my video projects and my book cover. In fact, on Thursday, I did a little more sketching for the background doodle designs for my book cover, so those are ready to be scanned and digitized, so I'm excited to do that. And I'm about 85% through the project of my IBPA conference vlog from last year. However, it's like 90% travel diary and 10% conference, so that's okay. I think I'm just gonna plow forward with it anyway, and I'm hoping to wrap this vlog video by tomorrow. I basically just want to take you guys through the completion of my book cover, and I definitely want to get that done before Monday because I have a lot of new things to be working on in the coming week. So I'm excited to share that with you when it's done. Hey everyone, it is now Sunday. I'm using my gooseneck lamp for lighting this afternoon because it is really rainy and gray out. And it's a perfect day to stay inside and finish the design for my third book's cover. Where I left off is that I need to put the little like doodads in the background of the cover. Actually, let me show you real quick again what I'm talking about, because my first and second book have like these little patterns going on in the background, little objects that are relevant to the stories. So this is what that looks like. First, I just sketch out a few little things. I'm actually not going to use the starfish because that's not that relevant to the overall story. So what I did was I photographed that sketch. Here it is in my iPad. Again, sorry for the weird lighting going on, but these are the little objects that I've chosen from the story. I still have to color in my teacup. And once I get that imported into the book's cover file in Photoshop, I'll be doing them as a step and repeat. Once I finish coloring that teacup there, I'm going to include in this video the screen record of these being generated within Procreate on my iPad because it's pretty cool to watch. All right, everyone, it is a few hours later. I accidentally fell asleep for over an hour after I finished my cover design because working with all those little doodads in the background, it was kind of tedious to my eyes. And so when I finally finished, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna lay down on my couch with Cheddar, my cat, who's very often right behind me here, although he's not there now anymore. And yeah, I literally fell asleep over an hour when I planned on, you know, maybe snoozing for 10, 15 minutes. Anyway, I decided to print out my cover because I was so excited. And then I remembered my printer is currently out of the colored inkjet. So I got a coloring book page instead, but that's okay. I'm going to put the finished cover design here just as a still for a few seconds so you guys can see how it turned out. But I fulfilled my goal of getting that done by Sunday night. And with this segment, I'm also finishing my video, which I also wanted to finish by Sunday night. And tomorrow, I can't wait to embark on illustrations again and just focus on new projects, new week. And I've got this video to put out for you guys on Monday morning, which will be tomorrow. Then I'll be doing Weekly Wins Wednesday as a same day production. I always film that and post it in one shot. And finally, I spent yesterday afternoon finishing my vlog on going to the IBPA conference in the Midwest last spring. So, oh boy, was that a doozy. So that is literally ready to go, but I'm going to hold it off until Friday of this week so that my 3 videos are evenly spaced out. I'm going to be filming Draw With Me's this week because, like I said, I really do need to get back on my illustrations now that I spent this past week on proofreading and doing my cover design. So I'm really looking forward to filming those. It'll be a change of pace from, all these vlogs I've been working on this past week. So anyway, thank you so much for sticking with me for my week in my life as an early phase creative entrepreneur, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your night. Oh, it's me one more time. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, and maybe check out my Instagram or my website on the end screen. Thanks again for being here, everyone.